Good evening, Hope City family. I'm reporting to you live from my home office here. As many of you know, my wife and I were privileged to welcome our sixth child, Ariel Shalom Williams, into the world this week, just a few days early. And things couldn't be better for us in the Williams household. So I hope that all is well in your household as well. I want to thank you all on behalf of my wife for your prayers, for your encouragement, and your support in other ways. Some of you've contributed to the diaper fund, but every little bit of prayer, support, and encouragement helps as we embark on our new journey with baby number six. But also, I'm coming to you to update you guys on our COVID-19 response. As you guys know, this year has been a year like no other in history, and 2020 has been a year that has revealed really the character and the strength of Hope City like never before, with all of the challenges that have been thrown at the world. The entire world has been in some sort of duress over these past 11 months or so. But I can tell you that Hope City, to God's glory, has never been stronger, and I mean that factually, actually. So that's not hype, that's not faith speaking, that is factual in every measurable way, every statistical way. The church is in probably its best shape it's ever been in our entire 9-year history. And so for that alone, God is worthy of the praise and the honor, the glory that's due to his name. But again, of course, that could not be possible without you. Hope City, at the end of the day, is not, an organization or a building. It is a family, it's people. And so I want to say thank you to every last one of you guys who have faithfully supported through prayer, through giving, through volunteering, through stepping up to the plate to meet each other's needs. There's been such an outrageous overflow of God's love in our community this past year, again, testifying of the substance that God has built us all with. And so we're just so thankful. Now, as you know, COVID-19 continues to become an increasingly real issue for the world, especially here in the United States. And so the big question we've been trying to answer at Hope City is, how do we not only meet the needs of those that are affected by this pandemic, but responsibly and with wisdom continue to fulfill our mission to preach the gospel and to provide a place for people to encounter God each week at Hope City in our services. And so we reopened in June, and for the past 6 months or so, things have been going incredibly well. Even in these past few weeks, those of you who've been attending physically can testify of an increased presence of God and just a lot of great things. So many people are being saved, baptized, set free. I mean, God has truly been moving. Now, in the past week or so, past couple of weeks, we've seen an increase in COVID cases in the state of Ohio. And so we're again back to almost square one, trying to navigate, the challenges that presents. Over the last 8 or 9 months, we've learned a lot, not only about the virus, but about the role of the church. One of the most important questions we have to ask in making a decision on how we are to move forward is this: is the church essential? Some will say yes, some will say no. I personally, along with most of our leaders who I've had the chance to ask about this, believe that it is essential. But we want to be very clear. At Hope City, we have a culture of honor and respect. And so in a church as large as ours and with such a variety of thoughts and opinions, there will be people inevitably on both sides of the spectrum. Some who say we should, close and not open until there's a vaccine. On the other hand, some are just saying, hey, let's do it responsibly and allow people to make the choice to attend or not. That's where we've decided to land. We're going to remain open unless there is, of course, a government mandate which would force us to close. We believe that the church is important. Throughout the pandemic, it's been talked about quite a bit. The number of mental health challenges, drug addictions that have resurfaced, domestic violence, child abuse, divorces, the rates of all those negative consequences have gone through the roof. And again, we're not saying that coming to church on Sunday morning per se can eliminate those things, but we do believe that for many people, being connected in a physical way, being in an actual place to hear the word of the Lord and to worship in the communion of saints is a part of their spiritual discipline, and they need that. So of course, there's many of you, in fact, over half of our church, who's been worshiping online. And I want to say thank you to all of our Hope City Online members, both old and new, who've been faithfully tuning in every week, listening to the messages, commenting, sharing the videos. You are sorely missed, but we want to thank you for your commitment over these last 8 months, your support financially, even continuing to give and make sure that the mission moves forward. And so we appreciate and we recognize that online is a very viable option, but there are many people, especially the types of people who we're called to reach at Hope City, who simply put don't have access to high-speed internet, high def televisions where they can sit down on a Sunday morning and watch in the comfort of their living room. Many of the people who were called to serve as a church, again, don't have those luxuries, and they're new believers even. Some of them are not even quite yet believers, but we are a mission-oriented church. We're an outreach-focused church, and so without fail, every single week, people come in off the streets who are battling all sorts of challenges in life, and just being in that place of worship, to hear the word, and to be loved on by brothers and sisters in the faith is what keeps them from sometimes committing suicide or relapsing into a drug addiction. And so for that reason alone, we just feel as leaders that our physical presence is essential. Now, with that being said, I said it already, but let me repeat myself. We want to give space for people to believe and think and process in a multitude of ways. There is no steering in either direction to stay home or to come. We want everyone to make responsible choices. So, for example, if you are a person who's considered more at risk for complications resulting from COVID, we ask that you stay home. So those are people with underlying health conditions, those who are elderly, those who may be in close proximity to those who are elderly or have health conditions. I think most of us have been watching the news for the better part of 8 months. We know kind of what those risk factors are. And again, if you do show up, we're going to continue to not only require that you wear a mask, we're going to enforce that. There's been a few folks who have pulled their mask off during praise and worship. Even our liturgy or our worship service is being reformatted to be less interactive in terms of high octane jumping and dancing, and to a more devotional time, so that people won't be so inclined to jump and then feel the need to take their mask down. Also, as you've noticed over the last few weeks, temperature checks have become standard procedure. That will continue. So if you show up, only those that have a safe temperature will be allowed access in the building. Again, know this: if you come into the church, every single person in there is temperature is 100%, not 100, but is 100% safe. They have a mask on. And again, we are doing a multitude of things to sanitize and to make sure physical contact and other things that may aid the spread of the virus, should someone actually have it, or mitigate it to the best of our ability. Now, this virus is not going anywhere anytime soon. We're thankful for the news that a vaccine is on its way. That's the latest I've heard, at least. And so we pray that God would accelerate that process and that this can be a thing of the past sooner than later. But in the meantime, I want to appeal to you to bunker down in the prayer closet, whether you physically show up in the weeks to come or if you simply watch online. What we're asking for from our church is full engagement. So please watch online if you're not able to be there physically or don't feel safe. And if you are there physically, please wear your mask, refrain from hugging, touching, or doing anything that may make others feel uncomfortable. We're a family and we're in this together. And so again, we're going to keep going, but we're going to do so with wisdom. We're going to do so with social distancing and with other safety precautions in place to ensure that when you walk through the doors at Hope City House of Prayer, you can do so in a safe manner. And so again, no pressure. Either way, we appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this video, for your support over the past 8 or 9 months. And again, we're going to get through this. We're entering in actually to what is considered the holiest time of the year, Advent season, when we turn all of our affection toward the incarnation or the birth of Jesus. And so over the next 5 weeks or so, leading up to Christmas, these are going to be times of deep and rich reflection, in times that will really catapult us into a very fruitful 2021. So we love you. And again, thank you guys for your support, your prayer. We We look forward to seeing you in person or online this coming Sunday. God bless you guys. And again, pray for baby Ariel and for my wife. We love you. Williams family out.